Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guide, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the repo, which is really a bank bailout. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell down below so you're notified. I post videos from time to time. Right now I'm working a lot and I post on the road. I also talk fundamentals and I talk technical analysis, and I'm very well researched in the cannabis and the commodity sectors, so that's kind of my go-to. I also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I talk about in this video. Buy or sell based on after research, due diligence, and you like the investments you're pursuing. So in this video I'm kind of going to touch on why I believe that gold and silver and platinum and palladium are probably a good, good thing to be investing in potentially in the markets right now. So okay, let's get to the business. Is basically the banks, they have a repo. That's what they're calling it. And what it is, okay, so the banks, they from 1 to 10 days. They have these short-term loans, right? And it's pretty high interest, like 10%. And so say like they want to, JP Morgan wants to send money. They don't have any money from their bank and they need $50 million right now. Then they're gonna borrow from some other bank, right? And they're gonna pay 10%, right? And they didn't have that money, so there was like liquidity concerns. And before that, if there was a bank freeze where you couldn't get your money, they want to make sure like you couldn't do that. But I mean, just by saying that, that doesn't mean it's good, right? Basically, it's what they're doing now is they're bailing themselves out of a bank freeze. So look, I'm not a crazy expert on all this stuff. I'm just if you want more information, go check out Greg Manarino's channel about this stuff. He does a very good job of talking about it. But yeah, I am gonna explain it to my viewers and my subscribers. It's basically, it's not good. So what they're gonna be doing every day till October 10th for sure. And this was started about like October 18th or something like that. Yeah, it was like when the Fed had their meeting. That's their plan. They're pumping $75 billion every day up until October 10th. So if they do all that pumping of $75 billion into the banking system, that's $1.5 trillion around. So that's a lot of money, right? It's just like, so QE is quantitative easing, which is printing money. And if they were to do that, which they are doing it, but they're not calling that, then this would be QE4. So yeah, it's pretty crazy times right now. And this kind of, it turns the chapter into why I'm bullish on gold and silver, especially, and platinum. And then palladium may do a part as well. Why I bought a Wheaton Precious Metal call at $25 USD on Friday. A $25 strike when it was at $27.20, and I think it's gonna go to about $30 to $35, $40 before it expires on December 20th. So I'm pretty bullish on that call. I don't think I'll get any more calls at that strike, but I think it's gonna work out good. So why before, like, I'm gonna go back to the whole Fed and all that stuff, but I'm kind of gonna like get talking about the Wheaton Precious Metal. Okay, what they do is basically they're streaming for big players such as Vail, and I know they have 4 big players. I think it's Newmont as well, and some other big players that they finance give them money, and then they give them back ounces in gold and silver, and then Wheaton Precious Metals sells it back to the bullion shops or whatever. And so that's what they do. So last quarter they did 160,000 gold ounces, right? And they pay $425 in streaming funds with the financing, and so at gold at 15.25, they're making a killing. They're making a killing, right? So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on that call. I've made money on Wheaton Precious Metal a couple times on call options. Yeah. So basically, they also do palladium as well. They didn't used to do palladium. They used to just do silver mainly and a little bit of gold. They were Silver Wheaton Precious Metals. Silver Wheaton was their name, but now they're Wheaton Precious Metals Group. And basically now they're also doing palladium, and palladium's at $16.25 an ounce, right? And it only costs them in streaming funds like $220. So they're not getting that much palladium back, but that's very profitable for them when they're getting palladium. If you look at the rhodium chart, rhodium's out at $4,800. And why do I talk about rhodium? Because it's also a platinum group metal. So there's platinum, palladium, and then there's rhodium as platinum metals. So platinum's the only one that hasn't gone up a lot, but it's starting to go up. I think platinum's going to go up eventually. It's going to go up hard. But yeah, okay, so now I'm going to get back into it about how this all sinks into the fact with the Fed printing money. So there's more money in circulation, okay? So if you had, say, $10 bill, you had a $10 bill, okay? And it costs $10 to buy a Coca-Cola, right? Now, say they start printing like way more money, right? Then all of a sudden, that $10 for the Coca-Cola is not going to be $10. It's going to be $12, okay? It's going to be $13, $14, because it's all based on. It's like there's more money in circulation. So it's like if your market cap in a company and you have and you don't dilute any more shares. So say you have 50 million shares and the market cap goes up to like 600 million or 700 million or 800 million, then your share price is going to go up. Well, that's how all commodities, right? Commodities work as well. So if there's not more produced for silver or gold or platinum and palladium, but there's more money in circulation, well, then that's gonna bump up the price in that commodity. So yeah, I mean, and then with the fact, I'll touch back into how this bailout kind of works is a lot of people, like, they spin it to the mainstream media so they don't understand things. But then what happens is people start realizing it, and then they get scared, and then that's when the gold and the silver is it's a risk off. So when it's a risk on, you put money on the table, and you put money into the equities, you put money into Apple, Amazon, and all those stocks, Microsoft and all that. But when risk is off, then you go into gold and silver. So, but it may not be a perfect position for long term, just because they're going to pump a lot of liquidity into equities. So they're going to be buying like Microsoft and Apple and all the big names, so that they can pump up the SPY, right? Because Donald Trump, he talks with the big 6 banks, and they work out a plan so that the market will go up. So that's what they did after December 25th or somewhere around that, when the market went to around 2400 SPY. and then Donald Trump said buy the dip, and then went back up to 300. So anyways, I could talk about this for hours and hours. I'm just doing a brief summary, and I'm talking about why I am bullish on Wheaton Precious Metal, ticker WPM. I am not saying to buy this investment, and it's just a small call option for me, one contract, and I'm just you know, going around being very in detail about this whole synopsis on what the Fed's doing. This is something that a lot of people that are smaller YouTubers don't really touch on. That's what I think I have a lot to offer to you know, my subscribers and viewers, in just really smart information. So yeah, I think in the future, when more people figure out that I got a lot of smart information, I'm gonna really grow my channel. I'm not trying to be an entertainment channel. I'm not trying to you know, I know I am not the best presentator, but I have good information, and that's what I do. And yeah, this is compound interest. Keep compounding your info and listening to my lingo, and have a good weekend, and shaka, and peace. I'm out. You guys take care of your family. That's all that matters in this world. And yeah, try to stack that paper, stack that money, keep compounding that. Peace.